Not all crimes happen in the street. These days, there's all kind of ways to hustle, and trappers are more clever than ever. Just recently, almost a dozen WONT members got charged after they allegedly stole over $4 million from the government during the COVID-19 pandemic. Here's what went down. On Thursday, February 17th, 11 members of the WONT, a Brooklyn-based gang made up of several allied sets, was charged in a massive scheme to steal over $20 million in unemployment funds. The police were suspicious because members of the gang was posting on social media about buying foreign cars and other expensive items during the early days of the pandemic. That money was meant to help those who lost their job because of the pandemic, but these scammers found a different use for the funds. Police opened up an investigation and discovered that WONT affiliates used stolen IDs to make claims for unemployment benefits under other people's names. In New York, people who applied for COVID-related unemployment were given ATM cards, direct deposits to their bank accounts, or checks. Cashing out with an ATM card under a stolen identity turned out to be way too easy. A public information commissioner for the NYPD said the result of this was like gang criminal magic. It was a never-ending spigot of money because when you tapped out the funds from one identity, you simply move on to another, and to another, and to another. Imagine a bottomless ATM that was free and just spit out cash. Since this was happening at the beginning of the pandemic, police had their hands full with more serious issues. Everything was so crazy at the time that it was easy for fake claims to slip through the system. At one point, so many people were trying to file for benefits that the website crashed and Google had to help them redesign it. A lot of people lost their jobs and were struggling to get by, so the system was designed to work fast. These WONT members hop on a chance for a quick payday and basically printed out their own money. They used the dark web and other sources to buy the info they needed to make claims. According to court documents, they bought driver's licenses for $150 each. Then they used the info to withdraw thousands of dollars in benefits. By the time they was caught, they applied for over $20 million and already collected $4.3 million. If these dudes had moved smarter, they probably would have never been caught. But flexing for the gram ended up leading to their downfall. They started flashing giant stacks of cash, new Ferraris and BMWs, and trips on private jets. The police got entire departments dedicated to monitoring social media to collect evidence. Anytime someone with gang ties starts posting photos of a mansion they rented in Beverly Hills, the cops get suspicious. And they ain't just brag about it on social media. Another piece of evidence was when several WOs showed up in a music video for the song Trappin', and one of them raps, "Unemployment got us working a lot." But this ain't the only hit the WO have taken this month. On Tuesday, February 1st, T.Woo was killed in a drive-by in Brooklyn just a few hours after he signed a record deal with $1 Million Music. He walked outside, and someone in a dark SUV started letting off shots. His grandmother told a reporter, "It seems like somebody called him and he went outside. I heard the 4 shots, 3 in his back and 1 in his head. I think it was boom, 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 boom. Very quick, rapid shots." No one's been arrested for the shooting, and the police haven't named any suspects. His grandma's story makes it sound like it could have been a setup, but there ain't too much evidence to go off of right now. After he died, social media blew up with people posting their condolences. $1 Million Music posted a photo of him to Instagram with the caption, "It's an honor to remain your friend until your last moments. Your memories will always stay with us no matter where we go and what we do. Sleep in peace. Hashtag long live T-Dot." Just know his legacy will always live, from his laugh to the dance everyone across the world does. Some of us know him a friend, brother, cousin, or just a fan. But we all come together to tell you, fly high. T-Dot was friends with Pop Smoke and danced in the music video for Welcome to the Party. He also showed up in Fivio Foreign's video for Big Drip. Fivio posted a message to his dead homie on Instagram that said, "I'ma miss you forever, baby boy. You was the prince of this city. Long live Prince T-Dot. I love you, gang. Like forever watch over me like you always do." T-Dot is just one more tragic death in New York's drill scene. 1 week after he died, an 18-year-old drill rapper named Shy Watts was ambushed outside of a recording studio and shot to death. Shy Watts was affiliated with K Flock, who was facing a murder charge after allegedly killing the dude back in December. The Woos and the Chose have been at each other's necks for 10 years. The Woos were originally called Wave Gang and were made up of Blood and Crip sets. The Chose was called Hood Stars and was made up of Gangsta Disciples and other gangs. But both gangs was almost wiped off the map in 2012. With all the violence happening in the streets, there's been a push from politicians to ban drill music from social media platforms. NYC Mayor Eric Adams said in a recent press conference, "We pulled Trump off of Twitter because of what he was spewing. Yet, we're allowing music, displaying of guns, violence, we're allowing it to stay on these sites."
I mean, we pulled Trump off Twitter because of what he was spewing. Yet we are allowing music, displaying of guns, violence. We're allowing it to stay on these sites.
Adams ain't the only one who wants to take drill off of social media. The Brooklyn DA says that the music is directly responsible for violence in the city. Soren Baker, who wrote a book called The History of Gangster Rap, says that drill is getting people killed. According to him, artists have gotten killed because they say, "I have beef with this person, and this is where I am." The efficiency of releasing these songs leads to the violence happening. It is true that drill artists seem more likely to catch a body than others. A 22-year-old Cho affiliate named Nas Blicky was shot and almost killed in January. Now his dad wants him to drop his stage name and leave drill music behind to get away from the violence. He got caught in the same Brooklyn neighborhood as his homie Nick Blicky, who got killed in May 2020. Police and politicians think that banning the music will stop the violence, but others say that the music is just a reflection of the conditions a lot of these young rappers grow up in. Bobby Shmurda's lawyer says censoring drill music is a distraction. Bobby's complications in life had to do with the community he grew up in. The music reflected what he saw in the community. Some believe that cracking down on the music is just a way to make it seem like the authorities are doing something. Most drill artists come from hoods full of crime and violence, and music is just an outlet. Chief Keef's ex-manager says the music didn't create the violence created the music. New York ain't the only city trying to ban violent music. A few years ago, authorities in the UK tried to place a similar ban on drill music. A UK drill rapper named Digga D has to give the police transcripts of his lyrics before he can release a new song. He spent a year in prison for planning a gang attack, and police used his music videos as evidence in the trial. After the mayor of New York said he wanted to ban drill from social media, he met with a group of artists, including Fabio Foreign, to discuss the situation. He told a reporter, "I told him what I said, that violent people who are using drill rapping to post who they killed, and then to antagonize the people who they're going to kill, is what the problem is. And they heard me, and we're going to be rolling out something in the next few days to deal with this issue."
People who are using drill rapping to post who they killed and then antagonize the people who they are going to kill is what the problem is.
No one knows what the mayor's plan is or if it'll even help. But in the meantime, the violence in New York keeps getting worse. There was 100 shootings in January, and overall crime was up almost 40% over the last year. But not all gang activity involves violence. If the Wu affiliates charged in this unemployment case had kept quiet about what they had going on, they would have made millions without anyone getting caught up. They should have known the cops was watching their moves anyway, because the police been monitoring the violence in Brooklyn for years. In 2020, 34 members of the Woos and Chos got hit with a 122-count indictment and are facing charges of attempted murder, assault, gun possession, and more. The NYPD Gang Squad started an operation to take down the gangs in 2018. Over the 2-year-long investigation, they've been able to link the gangs to 13 shootings in Brooklyn and over 100 other crimes. The gun violence is what made the city start paying attention. If it was just gang members dying, the cops probably wouldn't have been on it as much. But when Wu and Cho affiliates started hitting innocent bystanders, the whole situation changed. A Wu affiliate named Sean Mason shot a random woman in the face and then posted a video bragging about it on social media. And in July 2018, 2 bystanders were shot in the mall after Wu and Cho members ran into each other and got into a fight. 43 members of the gangs was taken down in 2012 after the police went after them in a massive investigation. The Brooklyn DA at the time said they were engaged in open warfare and were responsible for at least 6 murders and 30 shootings in less than a year. But after the takedown, members of the Wave Gang and Hood Stars continued beefing and rebranded as the Wu and the Cho. Most gangs are focused on hustling and making money, but the Woos and Chos are different. According to the DA, they're not tightly organized around drug or other money-making endeavors. They band together to control their turf, their block, or their building, and terrorize those who fail to recognize or control and fail to pay them respect. Even after 2 major attempts to take them down for good, the Wu are still going strong. But these new charges could end up being a big blow to the gang. The Wu members who are allegedly involved ain't been tried or sentenced yet. But since they stole from the US government, it wouldn't be surprising if the prosecutors try to make an example out of them. This story's still developing, so stay posted for updates.